And bro, one way to piss Kenyans off is if there's limited access to alcohol, Sam. Like that's number one thing you can't. Like, listen, if the event is shit, but everybody is well hydrated, in
Well
quotes.
hydrated. Well hydrated is funny. Oh man.
No, but yeah, like people will let a lot of shit slide if the drink
Yeah, that's
situation
because
is
they're not
really
paying
nice
much
and the
attention.
vendors are.
They're not really. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but that's event 101, man. People have to have ready and free access to drinks. Me, I don't know what to tell you. Like that's like basic. It's basic event management, especially in Kenya. Like
You better watch out, dreadlocks. You better watch out because we are come for you.
Skill. Again, W. Skill. Kama story si ya ganji kanlijia summarize tubonge mkwanje ndo kitu mi nadai sai nadai mula sona kampreta shapa man kom fresh all day hata kama yo sija claim shiba this is my year 44 kwenye mapa wangoje next year my old boy ametulia sina noma na mafala hali tunawajulia.
What's up, guys? And for the 150th time, welcome to the 30% podcast. I go by the name Afam. My co-host goes by the name Sam Jedediah Eliapenda Are. And we are the 30% podcast, boys. And we've done 150 episodes. So shout out to you guys for being here with us for 150 episodes. Sab, how do you feel about this? Tell us, how excited are you? How happy does this make you feel?
You're going to hate me. If I give you my honest opinions, you're going to hate me. 150 is cool. It's great. It's fun, I guess. Exciting.
150 is cool. You hear that, guys? 150 is cool.
I don't know what you want from me. 150, yeah. Yay.
What's happening? Oh my god. Anyway, personally, I'm very excited.
What level of excitement is appropriate for 150?
Can you hear the excitement in my voice right now? Can you hear how happy I am about us reaching this amazing milestone? Do you know how many podcasts reached the 150th episode?
Well,
I don't know. I haven't done the statistics,
reached the 10th episode,
so I don't know.
So I think we're very far
exactly.
Ahead. No,
I think so.
All right.
I think so. And this goes to show we have been consistent. And also, shout out to you guys for sticking with us for 150 episodes. That's like, bro, I'm pretty sure we're clocking like 200 hours of content. Like, do you see how insane that is, Sam?
Yeah, that's actually very fascinating. I'd like to know all the different people who have like listened. And how long they've listened.
I know.
Yeah, who are our top like listeners in terms of time spent. Like that would be fascinating.
For real. And bro, like, listen, if AI were to try and reconstruct our voices, man, they have so much content, man. We're cooked.
Okay. What's up, man? How you?
We're more cooked than the regular people, man, because we have so much, like, bro. So hey, listen, if you hear a phone from Sam and he's like, "Oh my god, guys, you listen to the 30% podcast, right? Yes, this is Sam, and I just need like 5,000, Bob. It's not Sam, guys, it's AI."
Yo, whoever that is, make sure if anyone actually sends you that 5,000, Bob, like, yeah, just rope me in. Just send it
so
to me. So
you want to be part of the scam?
You know, send it to me, but don't tell me who's. Just send me money and say don't even say anything. Just send me money and disappear. Don't tell me what. If you tell me what it is, then I'll have to send it back because morals and principles. So if you just send it to me and don't tell me what it is, then we're good. We're good.
Oh my god, that's so interesting. Actually, that's such an interesting dynamic from. Oh, so it's that's like, how your psychology works.
It's like, okay, well, this is not me. Okay, this is not what I do, and and that was a joke. All right, that was a joke. Please.
Oh my god!
Was, like when you see 1,000 shillings just lying on the road, Afam, do you pick it?
Nah, I've never been one of the. I'm not gonna pick that.
But
stuff.
Why though?
It's just not. It's just not me. I don't know. I just don't. That's just not what I'm trying to do. But you know, a lot
What
of
are you
people.
trying to say? That doesn't say anything. What do you mean it's not what you're trying to do?
Okay. You know, some people are superstitious and they're like, that money has been
You'll
cursed
turn
or
into a
something.
frog. Someone told me that when I was
Yeah.
younger. So and if I see money, I just
And it's
look
stuck
at that.
with you.
Cool. I'm not trying to turn into a frog. Oh man, it's stuck.
No, I don't know. I just
And
don't, it's just
irrational,
not
but-
something I just feel I'd feel icky about just taking something that wasn't mine. So what was the correlation there?
Oh no, it was because of what I was talking about in terms of if someone like steals in your name and just sends you money and they don't tell you why they're sending it, so you just have free money now. That's kind of the same thing in my brain, at least. What's going on? How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling. You know, life in Brooklyn has been Brooklyn in I always talk about the weather, but like it is getting cooler. Thank goodness, because the summer was horrible. And yeah, man, I've gotten back into playing chess. I'm now 500 elo, like properly. So I'm so bad at chess, but at least now I'm like 550 elo in chess. So that's nice. Yeah, you guys get to know what else do the people not know about me. Let's see. Yeah, let's have we're having a mini Q&A, not Q&A, but like a let's get to know about the Pod Boys
No,
for the 150th episode.
No, we did that.
What
did that
else
in the
do people
100th
not
episode.
know about me?
What?
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we did.
I
Like,
can't
the
remember,
whole-
Sam.
the
It's
whole
all a
epi-
blur.
So even with your sentimentalism, you're not even remembering what you're doing. So you're just going to keep being sentimental. Then
It's because I'm sentimental every day of my life.
Oh,
So
gosh.
it's hard for me. You know, for you remember the days you're sentimental because that's literally like once every
Actually, I
15
forget
years.
them.
But yeah. What else have I been up to? I mean, oh my god, like I've been working on some music. Been trying to lock in on, you know, well, who knows where the music will go. So let's see, just expressing my creativity. If you want to be specific, yesterday I watched an interview of Odunsi, like with Leather Park. Like he was just giving an interview for his collective. It was a very interesting vibe. And yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like having an alternative outfit. I like the idea of having an alternative outfit in Nairobi, especially for music. So well, it's interesting. I was just watching them and seeing how they are. I was like, okay.
What was he talking? Who was interviewing? And what was he talking about?
It was some girl. I can't remember what her name was,
Shout out
but they
to
were
some
actually
girl.
in Paris. Shout out to some girl. They were actually out in Paris, and then all his Leather Park people were just standing around while they interviewed Odunsi. It was a bit of a weird vibe, I'm not gonna lie. And it looked like Odunsi didn't like the interviewer. Odunsi, for some of you who might not know, is an Alte artist from Nigeria. And yeah, it's pretty like big in the alternative scene in Africa. But I'm really grasping for straws here. My life isn't interesting. Sam, you enlighten us. You've had a big event happen, right?
I have not had a big event happen. Yeah, no, I'm back in Kenya. So that's fun. And a bit down, a bit under the weather. That's not fun. But apart from that, yeah, I mean, nothing interesting happening. If anything, hoping something could happen this week. I want to see if I can go out for shows if I get a little bit better. But we'll see. We don't know what the world, what the week holds for me. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, just chilling.
Oh yeah, I remembered something. From now on, guys, just refer to me as a fine African man. Now, basically, Nux from the UK is releasing a project, and Nux is also called Afam, and he's releasing a project called Afam, aka a fine African man. So Sam, please
Gosh.
feel free to have everybody refer
Was
to me
this-
as a fine African
was-
man from now on.
was this necessary?
I will not be responding
This-
to. I will. This is so necessary.
This wasn't
I will not be
necessary at all.
responding to anything else than that from now on.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much.
Yo,
I
no,
hope
no,
you're
no,
saying
we're not
it
doing
with,
it.
say it with me. Afam
This
is
is like-
a fine African
this is,
man.
we're not
Afam
even
is
15
a
minutes in and
fine
you're already thanking
African
the fans.
man.
No, I'm talking all over
Afam
it.
is
I'm talking
a fine African man. Thank you so much, guys. And let's get into the news. Hey, listen, guys, I don't know what else to tell you. This feels like deja vu. Everybody hated the Blankets and Wine event.
Well, don't
That's
say
what-
everybody. Not everybody.
Okay,
Everybody's
fine.
a
Not
bit of a
everybody.
stretch.
Everybody and their mom hated the Blankets and Wine
no, man.
event.
Don't-
But if you think about that saying, why is it and their mom? Like, why and their mom? Like, why not and your sister and your dad? Everybody
Well, some
and
people,
a friend of theirs.
I've heard, well,
Or
it's
a
usually
niece.
their mom and the grandmom. I don't know why. It's usually mom and grandmom.
Yeah, why?
I don't know, maybe because
It's
people
so
hold
weird.
grandmoms and moms dearly, like maybe more dear than their fathers.
Oh, maybe. Or maybe it's like if your mom doesn't like something, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Because moms are always so caring and stuff like that. So if everybody
don't-
and your mom,
We're not trying to break down everyone and their mom, the
oh sorry,
etymology of that statement, if that's even a thing. Blankets and Wine. I wouldn't say everybody hated it, but as usual, there was negative reviews. I feel like that's always going to be a thing until we get to a point where our live shows are where they need to be. So we almost have to brace for impact whenever a live show. I mean, the event organizers have to brace for impact whenever there are live shows.
So here's a review from a Louis underscore Sir on X, and he says, "This is my Blankets and Wine event feedback. The event suffered from very poor planning and organization." Well, that's very broad. Please tell us more. Number 2, the crowd side was overwhelming, creating a stressful and anxiety-inducing experience. Now we'll stop here because that seems to be a common or a recurring theme, Sam. Everybody said there was just way too many people. I think it was like 20,000 or something like that. And they were just like, the event space was completely unprepared for the number of people who showed up. So I wanted to ask you, is Blankets and Wine suffering from success? Like, has it gotten too big for its breaches?
Well, I wouldn't say so. I think it's just it's probably just it's not their fault, but it is their fault because I mean, as an event organizer, you have to plan for this kind of things, and planning is part of the success. And I'm not planning for things like this, planning for overflow, planning for things that could go wrong potentially, and talking about having a large number. I mean, a larger number than you probably expect. In this case would be something that would have gone wrong, even though that's something that went right for them. If those people, wait, first of all, do we know if all those people who showed up there paid, or is it one of those things where a lot of people just showed up?
I didn't see many reports about people like doing the usual,
jumping the fence.
breaking into
breaking
I'm sure
and
there was
entering.
people breaking and entering. I'm sure there was a bunch of people who did that, but it didn't seem to be like a main plot line.
Yeah, well, I mean, then that's cool. It's good to have those numbers. I think that's a success for them. In their post meeting. Like, oh yeah, all these people showed up. But then obviously that creates the negative experience, a bad experience for the people who are there because you're like, there's not much freedom to enjoy the music as much just because homeboy is standing right next to you. Stating and inducing, what did you say, inducing anxiety and depression. What was it?
Anxiety and depression, Sam. You're so funny. No, I just said it was a stressful and anxiety
and stress.
experience.
Sorry, same thing. But yeah. I mean, shout out to them for being able to at least draw those numbers. But yeah, that's one of the things.
No, I don't know if we are shouting them out though. Like, I mean, only shout out if you're able to handle this stress.
Well, it's good though. No, but
it's
good that look down. Like if you had an event, like let's say for example your listening party that you had, right, and you planned for 50 people and 300 people showed up to listen to your EP, you'd be hype.
That's messed up. I mean, I'd be hyped, but like the people wouldn't have a great experience because they wouldn't be able to fit into the venue. Things might go wrong as a result. I don't know if I would be necessarily thrilled. You know, like Project X. Oh my god, what a legendary movie that was. Did you ever watch Project X?
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
You never watched Project X? Oh my god, Sam, I wish I was you. Oh, I wish I was
So you can watch
you.
it again.
You have the opportunity. Yeah, you have the
That's so-
opportunity to watch Project X. Like,
Wow.
oh my god, you're
Nicely
so
done.
lucky.
What's
What
Project
a
X?
movie that was.
What's that about?
It's just a movie. It came out like in 2011 or 2012. It's about these kids who throw up a house party, and it just becomes the biggest thing. Like his parents left the town. It's just the typical story. Parents leave for the weekend. You invite a few people for a kickback. It becomes completely like so many more people
Overflowing.
than expected.
Did the cops show up at some point?
Yeah, and of course, like, and I think they even drove the car into the pool. And the funny thing is, it's actually based on a true story from a kid who threw a party in Australia and stuff like that. It's actually based on a true story. Anyway, I digress.
I don't.
So no, I
Wait,
would.
before you digress, I digress back to your digression. All this based on a true story, I don't believe them a lot.
No,
People-
it's true. No,
based
it's
on a
actually
story
true
is very-
because
guys just throw around based on a true story.
No.
very
This
lightly.
is true. I did the research. Like, if you go on YouTube, you'll find the actual kid. He was being interviewed. He's an Australian guy, and he was so rude during the interview. Obviously, it was exaggerated in the movie, but like it actually did happen.
No, okay. Well,
Anyway,
back to
um,
our very own Project
yes.
X.
So back to that. So that's an issue. I think not being able to scale up. I think the thing is, Blankets and Wine was always an event that was supposed to be chill. You know, people bring their blankets, they bring their shukas, and then, you bring a chair, you bring some wine, you touch some grass, you sip on the grass when you're listening to nice vibes. You're just vibing. It's supposed to be a chill Sunday, but then it's really changed in terms of
it's a concert now.
it is. Yeah, it's completely changed. And I think the people, well, to be honest, I can't speak too much for the people organizing. Obviously, we know Muthoni, the drama queen, is the founder of Blankets and Wine. There's a lot of rumors about how she handles her business. I'm not going to use my platform to say that because those are just rumors. But then, maybe there needs to also be a reimagining of the event. And I'm sure they've reimagined it plenty. But I think
maybe have
with-
like a separate event like this big show, like maybe call it
For sure.
like, give it a different branch, but then still have the same blankets and wine feel. That, but also these things evolve. I mean, we have to give leeway for that. Like sometimes it just evolve. Maybe
Yeah.
This new iteration would bring in more money. Maybe it fits them. Also, sometimes
Of
people
course,
go
it's
through
bringing
changing
in
goals.
more money.
Yeah. So
It's definitely bringing in more money.
that's
for
really
sure.
why things change a lot. It's just because of the money. But then maybe also like as you progress, sometimes your goals change. So maybe she and her team decided that they wanted to put on more of like a different type of show now, which is of course different from what they started with.
Okay, yes. But then, I mean, okay, here's another complaint. People were unable to access. So this person who posted on Twitter, and I don't know why I'm using his post as like the rubric for this podcast. Anyway, that's what has just transpired. But he says, accessing basic necessities like drinks and water was extremely difficult, with guests forced to queue for hours only for supplies to eventually run out. And that's a complaint I had because I asked so many people, I side chatted so many people in their DMs. I'm like, yo, what was your experience? What was your experience? And bro, one way to piss Kenyans off is if there's limited access to alcohol, Sam. Like that's number one thing you can't. Like, listen, if the event is shit, but everybody is well hydrated.
Well hydrated is funny. Oh man.
No, but yeah, people will let a lot of shit slide if the drink situation
Yeah, that's because
is
they're
really
not paying
nice
much
and
attention.
the vendors are.
They're not really. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but that's event 101, man. People have to have ready and free access to drinks. Me, I don't know what to tell you. Like that's like basic. It's basic event management, especially in Kenya. Like
That would be a problem of, again, the big numbers, I guess, because if things are going to run out quick when there's more people to buy them. And so then a lot of people are left out in the cold. So yeah, this might be right. They're probably suffering. This is really just suffering from success, is what this is. Is so many people have showed up to the show that you're unable to take care of all of them. They should plan for that next time, I think.
And that's unfortunate because, it really takes away from the event. Now, the other big thing was the sound. And we've talked about sound.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of talking about sound, honestly.
3,000,001 times we talk about sound. Like always sound. But people just said the sound was really,
might need to start bringing
horrid.
people from outside to do sound just to show how it's done. Like people
legitimately
who've had successful careers with sound management and shows and whatnot. Not necessarily the big guns, but then just people who have just to show how it's done. Because I don't know, it's a thing that has happened so many times in these big shows like sound. Oh, I can't hear the mic. Some of the mic is off. It's not balanced properly. It's just regular balancing. The guitars or the drums are louder than the artist. It's like what? Yeah, that's
and then
like
also
basic stuff.
and also figuring out, because I think one other issue is the sound engineers also, the way they engineer the sound, it sounds good in certain areas and not good in others, and that's a huge problem because you always get reports of people being like, oh wait, the sound was really good, but then other people in different spots are like, nah, this shit was trash.
Nothing. No highs were reaching them.
So that's another thing.
And I think,
and all you're hearing is the bass and the kick drums, and it's like, what?
On that, I feel like that could be a result of that. I don't know if we have too many sound companies who are doing it at a high level. I feel like we have just a few, and so there's not much competition, and so then there's not much checking each other on how to do. So it's just you're good. The 3 or 4 that are major players who can handle this kind of shows know that either one of them is going to get called. So it's like they're sitting already ready. If we had more companies vying for that spot, smaller companies vying for that spot who could actually bring the quality that's required to run a good show, maybe then we'll have better sound. But as long as and this is the thing with as long as it's just a few people doing it, the quality tends to remain on a lower level, at least. At least that's what.
And that's unfortunate because listen, we are bringing. We've gotten to a place where artists are interested in coming to the country to perform, but you do. It's not good press when there's so many of these issues. Because it just doesn't look good. It kind of makes us look like we're the small leagues. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel like, oh damn, I want to put our best foot forward. I want when people leave to be like, yo, these guys actually know what they're doing. Which brings me to another point. Now I'm off of the list, but one thing people kept on saying was, and I don't know if this is Kenyans being, because Kenyans do this a lot where we really, really idolize people from outside and kind of put down our own people. I don't know if that's what's happening here, but I saw a lot of people saying, oh my God, Thames was amazing. The way she was able to perform, she sounded just like what I hear in my headphones. And they were and a lot of people were like, wow. Kenyans.
I have a reason for that, but I can't say it because it will sound like hate.
Okay, wait. Oh no, that's hate, Sam. Oh my God, I know exactly this, Sam. I know exactly what you're going to say, and that's hate. And we want Thames. No, I want Thames to come on our platform one day. So
I mean, definitely there's love for Thames on this great platform here. But
stop yourself.
I keep it to
please.
myself.
Stop yourself.
It isn't hate. Maybe honestly, it's okay. We need to stop doing inside.
Okay, no, you know what? You say what you want to say.
No, I'm definitely not saying it. But maybe that's it's something that works well for her.
Okay,
and so it helps her.
No, okay, but
because she's not really worried about having to do entirely
That's
so
such-
much.
That's such a shady.
It's not shady. That's what has put
compliment.
Thames where she is.
That's
Like her
a
voice is
shady
unique. You know where
compliment.
Thames. Oh, this sounds terrible. I shouldn't have edit. Edit.
Such a shady compliment.
Oh man. No, but I think it's definitely she's used that really well, and that's her, like that's part of her brand now, and that's why people really love her. So shout out to her.
Okay. So the point I was trying to
Still
drive
not saying.
home was that people keep on saying that Kenyan artists, like when it comes to performance, you said it in many words. So when it comes to performances, Kenyan artists just don't reach the. And I was like, what? Even like Sauti Sol and Bien, and they're like, yeah, like even them, like they still there's a level that they need to tap, and I'm just like, what? Like, what do we have to do, man? That's worrying. We need to improve our like performance craft if that's the case. Because how are we supposed to export the sound if the sound isn't sounding?
Wise words. Wise words from my co-host. How are you supposed to export the sound if the sound isn't sounding? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
You know what I mean, man. Okay, so what else? What else?
Yeah, sorry, no, on that point, I think of course there was those comparisons of, you know, when you have like a Thames there, and Thames is someone who's performed on like the biggest stages, right? So she's had enough in her relatively short career, her shots, and I don't mean that in a negative way. She's risen really high in a very short amount of time. So she's had like
Actually,
a lot
Thames
of.
is never going to fuck with our podcast. At this
No,
come on,
that was a compliment.
Please.
I'm saying she's. Yeah, I'm not going to over-explain myself because now it sounds like it was actual shade. No, I'm saying that she's risen high in. Like she was the other day. She was doing covers on YouTube, and now Grammys and everything. Like she's made it, and it's a relatively short amount of time. So that's really good. So she's probably had like the labels and everything have poured enough of coaching and just learning how to throw a live show. So she's like at the top. We obviously don't have that. So sitting here comparing our artists to why is Thames' performance much better than I was like, that's not a one-to-one comparison. That's not apples and apples. But I did see a lot of positive feedback, at least from artists. Like at least a few of them were trying. A lot of people said that the We Are Nubia set was very good. They really loved what they did. They loved Zaituni up there as well. I saw some clips.
Zaituni, shout out to her.
Yes, I saw some clips, and so that was it. Fly also had a very good performance. Toxic had a good performance. Those are the major ones I saw. But yeah,
here's a
we need to, sorry, before you go on, we need to learn to grade appropriately. Yes, we're aiming for the stars and everything, but we need to learn to grade our people appropriately too.
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
So I was gonna say, but here's one complaint I got about like now the artists who performed. I heard that like, you know, the time slots, some of them got delayed. Then for some artists like Flyer, like he only got to perform like 4 or something songs, like, and then they rushed people. And then I heard that the nonsensical part of rushing some artists was there was so much downtime in between sets, and it's like, why did these artists get rushed in the first place?
Yeah,
right. And then one big frustration was that people were like, during the in between sets, they were playing like Spotify playlist music, like they were like playing Adele or something, and people are like, what? Like, this is such a good opportunity to, one, either have an MC, or 2, have them play Kenyan music, and they were like, this is such a missed opportunity right here. So I don't know who was in charge of that, but that's dropping the ball. I mean, for me, it makes sense if it's when Kenya, so you could at least throw some Kenyan bangers like in between sets. Like, I don't know why I would be listening to Adele. It's not even the
not
right.
Too much
it's
on
not,
Adele
no,
too.
but it's not even. But it's not even the right TA though. It's not the right TA.
Anytime is the right time
bro.
for some Adele. Anytime is the right time for Adele. Anytime is the right time for Adele.
I don't want to be out there. You want to tell me you're gonna be out there? Like, okay, well. in the vibe, let's just say. You're in the vibe. And then it's like, there's a fire shining to my
But that
heart. That's
adds-
what you
no,
want to
but
hear. Sam,
yes, that adds
that's
to
what
the
you want to
vibe.
hear.
That doesn't take away from the vibe.
No, it doesn't.
It-
That's taking the vibe away. I don't want to have that experience.
Yeah,
when I'm,
exactly.
when
I
I'm
want to hear
out-
Toxic
I'm
Lyrically
out
TJ,
getting
and right
mixy.
after that, I want to hear.
Exactly.
I want to hear.
No.
Yo, Adele coming on.
Hello.
Coming on after.
Listen,
after,
I want to listen
that-
to Adele. Play me Hello like at 3 a.m. when
No,
it's like, okay,
no,
I'm
we're not
I'm
doing
trying to
that.
go back
Yo,
home. You know what I
now
mean?
Adele won't come on this podcast,
And then-
because of you. Look what you do now. Now we're never going to get that Adele feature. But no, it's we do have a lot of learning to go. That seems like a timing thing because some will say that the artist, like when you're an artist, you need to. Hey, I think I've actually said this exact statement before. Artists, come on time for things. If you're scheduled to perform at 2, you should be there by like.
But I don't know if this is the artist's fault though.
It
I
could
don't
be.
know if that was the
Maybe
artist.
okay.
It could be.
Let
It
me
could
not
be,
put it
but
on,
like I
all
don't
on
know if
artists.
it's the-
Maybe
I
there was
don't
like
know
a
it's
delay.
squarely on the artist's fault.
Yeah, you know how delays
Yeah.
work, where one delay bleeds into the next delay, then bleeds into the next delay,
For
and
sure.
bleeds into the next delay. So now, when you have that initial delay, it's up to the event organizers to sort of like troubleshoot and figure out, okay, what can we cut off, what can we do, in order and still do that in a way that maximizes the amount of time that artists would get and doesn't take away from their performances and stuff for the fans, which is really why you're doing the whole thing. So yeah, that's probably a dropping of the ball on their part. I've realized a lot of the money is made in this kind of things in your ability to solve problems because things are going to go wrong. So that's really where you
Always.
can tell how professional you are, is how you're able to deal with issues. Because some people will actually figure out, sit down and really quickly come up with solutions that could benefit as many people as possible. And some people just like, oh, this is going wrong. We're just raising up our hands and we're just going to throw on a Spotify playlist. Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah. So I agree with you 100%. And so for me, I think just to kind of like begin to cap off this conversation, I heard like one of the biggest moments was Joshua Baraka's performance. He brings out Bien, and apparently that had like the loudest reaction of the night. That's the intel that I'm getting. So I mean, that's big. I heard Toxic Lyrically did well, but his sound was very muffled, which goes back to the sound
Yeah.
issues. Same for Thames. People said Thames was amazing, but the sound could have been better.
That's like the basic thing.
Yeah,
It's
but-
sound. It's the basic
I know,
thing.
bro.
Like, they're
It's
coming to
embarrassing.
hear.
It's
We're coming to the
embarrassing.
concert.
It's embarrassing.
We're coming to the
bro.
concert to hear. Like, we're coming to listen.
I know, man. And okay, and then the other breakdown from the event was that people just said Kenyan women are beautiful, bro. That like seems to be like the biggest like conversation as well on social media. It's just like it was just like paintings on my WhatsApp and my iPhone too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
No, I don't
Sam, do you know
you're
what I'm saying?
I have no idea what you're saying. I don't know where you got that from. Oh man,
From Stormzy. Oh my God, Sam, come on.
that
And
sounded
no
like
one
a
says
line
Peng
from Peng
anymore.
Black Girls. You
Yeah,
didn't know
I
the song?
sprinkled some silence there. No,
Yeah.
I sprinkled some silence
Yeah,
there
I know you
just
did.
to.
But go listen to the song "Peng Black Girls." That's a black girl empowerment
Okay.
all over the world. But yeah, hey,
Wait, before
Oh.
we move on, I have a mini rant, and
Okay.
this is. I'm sorry. Maybe people on X Kenyans on X will not like me for this, but there's one trend I see on X all the time. There's an event that annoys me, and people are always so happy for an event to be bad because they didn't go. How do you ever see those tweets? They annoy me
No.
so much. Like people are like, okay, since I didn't go on the event, you know how like in football we usually hate watch the teams that we don't like. Like because I hate Man U. Like anytime I watch their games, I'm preying on their downfall actively, and I gain immense pleasure seeing them play badly. That's exactly
Oh,
what
that's
people that's exactly what Kenyans do. Like when they don't go for events, they just want it to be horrible.
that's such
and
main
everybody on
character
X
syndrome.
I think it's so annoying though. Like why are we sitting at home just because you didn't go for an event? Like you're just out there like hoping it's horrible. Like bro, we'll never like progress if we're all just like
Are you trying to ask why people are
happy.
selfish and self-centered? Is that what you're trying to ask?
Essentially, like bro, like why are we just hating on things just because we didn't go? Obviously, if you went, you would be very disappointed it had all these issues. But everybody's so happy and excited that it was a huge mess because they didn't go. And
Those
they're like,
guys are sad
me,
and
I was at
miserable
home."
inside. They're sad. They
It's
need
sad.
help. They need to
It's
go
sad
outside.
and miserable.
A butterfly needs to
sorry.
land on their head. That's what they need.
Bro.
They need some joy and rainbows in their life is what they need. They're
I
sad and
know.
miserable.
Proceeds to do the same thing when he watches other teams play football. But still,
But that's
different.
different.
In my
That's
mind.
different. Hate watching is
Yeah,
different
isn't
from
it different?
hate watching is different from wishing that a show went terribly because you weren't there. Hate watching is because when you're at a show and you wish that there's nothing you can gain from that, but then you can gain a lot from a hate watch, which is your team rising up to the position where you probably want it to be. But yeah, those guys are sad and miserable, and they're just anyway.
Sad and miserable.
I hope. Also, sorry, I hope that because you remember Blankets. I don't know whether it has already happened, but then they were planning to do a show in the UK. I really hope they don't export. They don't export.
They don't export these issues.
Yeah. I hope they're not exporting these issues because that would look really terrible on them. So hopefully they can. Hopefully the team can fix that. But shout out to them. Shout out to everyone who performed.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, man, and all again. Sorry, again. I think just lastly on this point, it's really cool to me that there's a lot of numbers, that there was an overflow of numbers. Of course, Thames probably brought in a big amount of people, a large amount of people. Joshua Baraka brought in a large amount of people. But then it's also cool seeing that our
Zaituni Wambui.
Yeah, there's artists that the Flyers and Zaituni Wambui, We Are Nubia, and just the upcoming artists that we had talked about are able to gain from that and able to be part of bringing in those crowds, So yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to them. But the shout outs don't stop. So Thames was in the country killing two birds with one stone, essentially. So we talked about the leading vibe in murder. What's wrong with you, Sam? Something is wrong with you. Anyway, we talked about the leading vibe initiative. Sam, you really threw me off.
Just keep going. Professionalism. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Anyway,
you can't stop. You can't stop. Just keep going. Go.
So the leading vibe initiative, or it happened. I believe it was the next day. And they invited all the people who were selected for the initiative. So on the participants, like in terms of the artists, Maya Molo is one of them. Elsie Wameo, who they misspelled, by the way. They wrote Elsa Wameo, but it's Elsie.
Nice job.
Then there's Christine Mudhaka, there's TG Black, Chebet Aoko, Nabalayo. Shout out to Nabalayo. She's been in the scene for a while, man. Cheru, Zuri Hadaya, Barbara Njoki, Rita Wangoi, Polaris Pauline, and Kulthum Salim as well. And there's also a producer class. So there is Semhal Teklab. There's Precious Narobo, there's Narotso, there's Sola Simone, and there's Christine Kiptala. And then there's also a songwriter class. So shout out to everybody who's involved. I saw so many pictures of them like posting selfies with Thames and looking so happy. And I was like on Cheru's story. She kind of showed a few behind the scenes things of what they were doing. It looked like they just held like talks. And yeah, I want to see what comes out of this initiative.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we get some
I think
music.
it's great.
Hopefully we get some music.
Yeah, hopefully we get collaborations. Yeah, man. For me, it would be like just accessing or availing some of these opportunities, networks to some of these artists. You want to see like, because think about all the cachet of people that Thames has and her team have access to.
Yeah.
Right. And imagine if like Maya Molo had access to some of these people. You know what I mean? Some of those producers, some of these, that A&Rs, and all that stuff. It could really elevate
And not just
our music industry in such a big way. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and not just them, but also like the knowledge that you could possibly get from the business people around, like, and also in this kind of things, it's up to the artist to uh like, don't just go there and take what you've been given, but then like actually go the extra mile and try to find out, make those connections that are not like the connections that you've been offered. Like if they've presented a producer and an A&R and an artist for you, like, not in an annoying way, because sometimes artists can get really annoying, but then try and gain more from it than you could possibly than the regular person. That's usually how you could you could grow a lot faster in that way, just like learning a lot more from people, and we call it kujituma, just sending
Okay,
yourself.
Okay, Sam.
Sending yourself. Go out there and send yourself. But yeah, hopefully some good music comes out of this, and yeah, some positive things for the female artists. What else? Oh, were you done on that?
No, yeah, that's all. So, yeah, I mean, in international news, I guess one of the big things that's happening at the moment is Daniel Ek, in quotes, stepped down from his role as CEO of Spotify. But really, he's going to be the executive chairman.
Yeah, that's not a
whatever
step
that-
down.
whatever that
That's
means.
that's the okie doke. That's that's just it's just reshuffling. It's just
It's just a
consumer
reshuffling.
facing and reshuffling is what it is. It's not. It's anyway. It's corporate.
Yeah,
the corporate world.
and it's just the corporate world. It's just a bunch of like BS. But I do think it's a bit fishy in my opinion. Daniel Ek has been actively selling so many stocks from Spotify. I don't know why, but it's just weird, and the timing is just a bit strange. We have talked about how the streaming world has been suffering a little bit, or rather has matured and isn't really growing. I don't know. I think it's just weird. It gives me an unsettling feeling. I don't know what the future of streaming is going to be. One thing he did say in his interview, or rather one of his press statements, which by the way, I've mentioned this before, but I always feel so disappointed when I found out that all these press statements are not really said by them. Like it's just some intern who
They
probably
just
drew up the.
they told
Anyway,
they
that
told
disappointed
someone what
me.
they want to say,
I-
and someone typed
Bro, I always used to read these articles and think, oh wow, he really said that.
it. You think
Anyway,
this guy's as articulate as that? No, they don't have
Bro,
time to
imagine.
be typing out Instagram posts and captions.
Anyway,
No.
so he says he's highlighted that there are several key growth areas. There's the next generation of consumers that are now coming online in a very big way. We have a huge part of the world. So essentially, sorry, just to backtrack. So the title of this portion of his kind of statement is X says Spotify is early on this journey and pointed to massive geographical opportunities ahead. And then he says there's the next generation of consumers that are coming online in a very big way. We have a huge part of the world that still isn't really accustomed to streaming as much as we take it for granted today, especially by we, he means the West, with everything from Asia to Africa, which have incredibly populous regions and very young demographics. So, I mean, we've always been saying, I feel like I say this all the time, Africa is the next frontier. But at this point, I'm getting a bit disillusioned. I don't know if Africa will ever go. I feel like the world will move on from the Spotify, not from Spotify, but from the streaming train before Africa even gets a chance to really latch onto it. I'm beginning to feel that.
I don't know.
vibe.
It depends on how long streaming is around for, Because if it's around for
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's a huge unknown. Because what if the next thing comes up like next year?
Oh yeah, no. If that happens,
I
then
don't
yeah,
know.
we're
You know what I
just
mean?
cooked. Like it's going to be yet another thing that
We're so
that,
cooked,
that,
bro.
that we have to be chasing now.
Unless, of
yeah.
course, the next thing is very, very accessible. But if that is the case, would it generate a lot of revenue? I don't know. But like,
yeah, I mean the big issue with Africa and the technologies, the newer emerging technologies, is just in a lot of countries, our economy does not support that. So the majority of people, I mean, you only have these services in like the major cities in the different countries. For a lot of people, they're not able to they don't even have the knowledge to, they don't know how to go about getting that. Some of them are not even on smartphones yet. So that kind of needs to be fixed. So if you really want to penetrate the African market, like we've talked about before, is you have to figure out a way to get to bring your service in a way that is adapted to the economy of whatever region you're pushing it in. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, you're only playing the major cities game, and you probably won't profit from that, because that would be the major cities are a small percentage of what's the entire population of Africa. So yeah, I mean that's the problem with that whole model. I don't know whether they thought about that. Maybe they just thought that this was going to be
we're cooked.
we're basically, that's what I'm trying to say, is that we're cooked.
Basically.
But yeah, I don't know, if a new technology emerges, we'll see how maybe they'll be able, maybe it will be better handled in terms of how to integrate it with the African market. But we'll see. Maybe we'll be cooked in that too.
What do you think the next thing would be? What would the next thing be?
They are going to implant things in our brains.
No, that's so scary. If that's the next thing, man, please no. I hope not.
I think before we get that, they're going to try and
of-
perfect robotics, though. I think it's going to be robotics and try and perfect that. Then they're going to start putting things in our brain.
What would you say is like? What would you think is a more instant way to consume music than what we have now? What would you think it is?
Well,
Because of course,
technology
yes,
is.
if they implant things into our brain, then yes, of course, then it's.
I mean, technology is the
instant, but, like,
vehicle.
aside from that,
Yeah, technology is a vehicle, and the easiest. It's easier now than ever. I mean, you could just swipe up on your phone and click on a button, and music is playing. Like how easier can it possibly get than two swipes
but
away?
that's what everybody thinks. But you see, that's what everybody thinks until the next thing happens. Because I'm sure when the Walkman was
Yeah, that's what I'm
invented, they were
saying,
like,
man.
"Oh my God,
Put
this
chips
is
in our brains
so-"
and play it directly from your mind.
No, Sam, stop.
That's what it is.
Stop saying that.
That's the only way to
I
go.
don't
Where
want
else
to
do you
be
want to go?
involved in this. I don't want to be involved in that. I wash my hands of that.
If they bring the chip to you and say that there's no negative, what do you call it? There's no negative.
There's always a negative.
No, this is a hypothetical.
Yes.
Stop being me. Stop being me. This is a hypothetical. If they bring the plant,
Okay, fine.
Okay, are you going to at least consider it? Like, there's no negative. You're not going to get cancer or whatever.
Okay,
there's not going to be
I
a
will
random
consider
tumor.
it and then come up with the answer. No.
All right. Or you'll be left
Because
behind.
where does it stop?
You're cooked as well.
I'd rather be cooked. Bro. By cooked, in terms of me being left behind, leave me behind. What do you mean you're gonna have, bro? If they're gonna have access to my body, they're gonna do things to me that I don't even.
You think that? Wait,
bro.
Afam, but see, this is the problem. Misinformation. You think that when they put implanted chip in your brain, that chip is going to be able to control you? No, that's not how it works. You still have your thoughts.
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
That's what
you think they're not controlling you now? No, do you think they're not controlling you now, even if they don't have access to? Bro, think about it. These guys are able to control us by the ads that we watch, by the food that we eat, by the media that we consume. Like, and they're able to control our patterns of thinking without having direct access to our
It's not so much
our
as
being.
control
And you
as
think
predict.
if they didn't have, and you predict, it's controlling.
No,
Oh
they're
my
just
God,
predicting.
Sam, you're
They're
tripping.
just predicting
You're
what you
tripping.
possibly do. So if you as a human being are actively thinking about life as you're living it,
Do you think that most human beings are actively thinking about life as they're living
that
it?
seems
That's
like
where you go wrong. That's where you go wrong because you think that's the baseline. You think that's the baseline.
It
You think
is.
every average human being is doing that. They're not. Other people allow the machine to think for them.
Well, so that's not my fault. If you're not walking around thinking about your life, then that's not my fault.
And those are the people who will get controlled.
Well, they deserve
And
control.
then it's just a whole.
Hey, if you're not thinking
Bro,
for yourself, then you deserve to be controlled.
I just watched, bro. Listen, I just watched a whole video of I don't know if you guys watch Nico Omilana. He's one of the members of Beta Squad, and he did a whole video going to like some rally that was held in London in the UK, and it was he was essentially exposing the people who are racist who attended that rally, right? And he interviews a bunch of them, and some of them are like, okay, so why are you here? And they're like, because we have to fight for our own, like, because they can't take this away from us. And then you listen to a lot of these people who are speaking, and it's so vague. A lot of them don't even really know why they're there. They're just there to be racist, man. And I'm telling you, that's how a lot of people are, bro. Like, people are just sheep. People are just sheep, and people are just. So if you just assume the baseline human being is a thinking human being, that's where already you're just failing.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are sheep. I'd imagine, like, even some of the tweets that we've read of, like, the blankets and wine reviews, some of those guys didn't step out of their house at all. Oh, they just, the sound was bad. Oh, let me tweet about it. Oh, we didn't like the show. Oh, there's...
No, but for that one though, I like, bro, me personally, I went out of my way to ask a bunch of people who actually went,
but
and a lot.
You're
of
just
the
saying now that people are not
up.
doing that. They're just, no one is thinking. They're not going to do that. No one.
Okay, yes, a bunch of people
mile.
aren't thinking, but that's why I asked so many people, because like if one person says it, I'm obviously I'm not going to believe just one thing somebody says, because some people might have agendas. But if multiple people say something, it's likely to have some legs.
Okay. I don't want to go down this road, but then I'm of the belief that sometimes multiple people can still say the wrong thing, and
that's facts. No, that's absolute facts. In fact, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. Anyway, Daniel Ek. Yeah, this is just corporate reshuffling, and he's going nowhere, and he's just getting richer, and they've not explained...
more like Daniel Ek.
That was terrible. So sorry, that was bad. That was horrible. That was terrible. That wasn't very good.
That's some of my best work. That's some of my best work.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
Oh,
honestly.
wait.
If that's some of your best work, that's really telling me what I have on my hands here. Daniel E.
Speaking of funny tweets, the tweets from okay, this is the last thing, and then we'll go into new music. But the tweets from the Blankets and Wine were just killing me. So there's this girl, I think she's called Farhia on X, and she says, so many complaints about blankets and wine. At this point, it's more like blankets and wine. Am I right, fellas? Like wine, WHINE.
I know, yeah, I got it that first time. I don't think it's very good. I don't
That's so funny.
Yeah,
bro.
of course, you would
That's
laugh at
my
that.
humor, man.
I'm sure you're pulling up
I
those
reposted
tweets.
that immediately.
Yeah, I know. I know you can't even help yourself. Even if you're having a bad day, you repost that. Yeah.
Another person who was really going off with the tweets was Hafari. We've been on his
honestly, we can trust Hafari to shout out to Hafari, man. We can also trust him to just tell us what he's thinking.
For real. So he says, he has a tweet where he says, when Thames finished performing, there was a babe in front of me who said, "Kumbe blankets ni kama too funky," and left. That's so funny. That's just so funny, bro. And then he said, there's another tweet, he says, mko event, mnalewa na ratish na soju like you're at a multicultural wedding. Because people had to come with their own shit, bro. And like, it was just weird.
Yeah,
anyway, that's what happens when you don't give Kenyans
fermented
their alcohol.
pineapple juice. Let's talk about new music. Let's get into new music. Let's
talk about new music. Let me start because I feel like Sam listened to way more.
I told you to
music
stop
than
saying
I
that.
did.
You don't stop. Just say it. Because I didn't. I honestly did not listen to much music.
You
this week.
did. No, you did. You did. That's just a fact of
That-
life, man.
Yo, we can't just say you did and have that be that. All right, go ahead.
So I listened to Sore Loser by TG Black. Shout out to her, man. She also released a video, so I can see she's really putting maximum effort in her rollouts and stuff like that. So shout out to TG. Always hopping on an alternative vibe. I listened to Penzi by Mrumbi Njiru and Rita Wangui. Shout out to them. Money Up by For Mr. Frank White. Shout out to him. Really love the artwork on that. Kromoka by Harry Craze, Furthermore, and Mandy.
That's an ad.
Yep. That's an ad if I've ever seen one. So hopefully they're making a bag.
What do you think about that? Because I
let me-
wanted to ask you just briefly ask you about that. Do you mind?
I tune
Music as
that
ads.
stuff out. Immediately I sense that something is being peddled to me. It could be
You're so
music, it
anti.
could be a TikTok. It could be anything. The moment
that's
Sam, I'm not even like the moment, even if I was actually vibing.
Yeah.
The moment I
Doesn't
find
matter.
out that this is an ad and somebody's peddling something to me, I am
I'm
clicking
the exact
off.
same way. I hate it so
And
much.
I'm if I can dislike, I will dislike.
That's
Just-
because
like, I
that's because we
hate-
live in a society that's
I
always,
hate-
especially with technology and social media and YouTube, they're always trying to sell something to us. We just get so irritated about it.
do not sell things to me when I don't know, because I will dislike it even if it's good. I'm sorry. Even if it's good, I'm stubborn. I will dislike it and I will never watch it again or
No, that's
listen to
facts.
it again.
That's facts. Shout out to them though.
That's me on TikTok. On TikTok, immediately I see an ad. Swipe.
You see that sponsored
Like,
at the bottom. Oh man, and they've started leaving that sponsored out until like 2 seconds now. So you'll be watching the thing, you're thinking you're about to
Bro.
enjoy a nice
It's crazy,
a nice
like-
video, and then sponsored pops up.
My eyes
Swipe
have
immediately.
I've trained my eyes. I've trained my eyes so that when
To
I'm
go
on
down there
TikTok,
first.
like it's like I am already seeing what's on the bottom right or bottom left of the video. Because immediately I see it's sponsored. Boop, we're done. What are we doing here? No, thank you. Let me see. There was Udlalile Ngam by I hope I pronounced that well, by Carnival, Zulu Mageba, and Loading, as well as Sane. So shout out to all those guys. Crows by Cape Spring also came out, so shout out to Cape Spring. And yeah, man, I also just want to shout out to Watenda Willie. They released the video for Osnya Mombasa. So obviously that song came out a while ago, but they released the music video. So I watched that and I was really, really impressed with the visuals, man. What did you listen to?
DJ Ivy and Ben Soul dropped Kuno on my piano joint. It's a party joint. Yeah, Ben Soul too. I've been seeing more photos of him working on music, so he needs to start putting that out expeditiously. Juakali released Politely with Tie My Life. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry if I'm butchering it. Shout out to him. Still releasing music, man. These guys are going to release music until the good Lord calls them home. We're not complaining. Lost Without You by
Stop gatekeeping music by age, Sam. When I'm 50, I will still be making music, man. Even if it's lame. Not to say that the music that you were talking about was lame. Oh my god, I need to clean that up.
No, I mean, yeah, you could do whatever you want. Hey, 70 years old, 97, you could drop songs when you're 98 years old, Afam. It's perfectly fine. I'm not gatekeeping at all. It's not for me to gatekeep. What was I talking about? Lost Without You with Waidera Ivy and Kimemia, sorry. And also GRK and Okelo, I can't speak, Okelo Max dropped If You Know You Know, or If You Know You Know. Yeah, I liked Okelo Max's point on that. I feel like the song was a little bit dull, but I enjoyed his part. Honestly, that's the extent of what I listened to, if I'm being honest with you. Didn't really, and not much else released. Oh, sorry, Arale Gidam by McLean, Brains, and Shamali. Shout out to them. McLean and Brains are two DJs, still part of the Safari Owns collective. So shout out to them for releasing that banger. I like the vocals on that. I like the rappy on Afro House. So shout out to them. For the podcast though, our pick of the week.
Yes, sir.
I want to play a song from Njiru's project. The project is like a 3-song EP called 9. I was actually very happy about. I was happy about this project. Well, not happy because I didn't know it was coming out, but then I was which again, that's the whole thing. No one tells us in this country when they're releasing projects. People just drop projects out of nowhere. Like we could do so much better in just saying, "Hey guys, by the way, in a couple of weeks from now, I'm dropping something." Like that's something we can do. It's not.
No, I have to disagree with you. So no, people be saying. They say sometimes it's just hard to like keep up. Because there's so many people releasing music, but people be
okay.
saying,
Well, let me just say it didn't come across my
Let me
radar.
cut our artists some slack.
All right.
Let me cut them
Slack,
some
man.
slack. Look at me being the good. Listen, guys, and I'm sure you guys will agree. On this podcast, I'm the good cop, and Sam is the
You're going to
bad
take
cop,
every
right?
opportunity to prop yourself up, aren't you?
Yes, of course. I've got to use my platform to prop
Can we
myself
get-
up.
let-
Of
let's
course.
get back to
That's
you.
why it's a platform.
We were supposed-
That's
no, we are-
why it's a platform.
We
You
usually
get what I'm
say it in
saying?
the beginning.
'Cause
We
I
use
prop
this
myself
platform
up
to
on the
uplift
platform.
Kenyan
Oh,
artists,
sorry.
not to uplift Afam.
Okay, Sam, what is Afam? What
All
would
right,
you
so
say I am?
the project is
Would-
called 9. I'm not repeating that. We're not going over that again. Sorry. Sure, do whatever. It's your platform to do whatever you want. No, so you dropped 9, 3 songs, a stream of consciousness. I always like a song called Stream of Consciousness. Like whenever it's that, I pay attention. And then Don't It Sound Great, and then Hooptie Dreaming. It's a very interesting. Njiru is really becoming one of my favorite vocalists in Kenya. I like that she's able to do different things. But then on this project, it was very cool, very jazzy, very relaxed. Over like just dirty drum breaks and vinyl type distortion and everything. I enjoyed this project for that sound specifically. But yeah, so for this week we're going to play a project of the 9 EP. I think we're going to do the last song. The last song is called Hooptie Dreaming. So for you guys to enjoy, here is Njiru with Hooptie Dreaming.
I'm dreaming of a life, a shining paradise. Got no worries inside. Oh, I built this life brick by brick. Mirror of an image was on my mind. Ain't it fine though? The blue sky as I'm hooptie dreaming in this hooptie. I ain't even fully shy. One cheek in the air, I'm hanging by the door, I'm hanging by your thread. I don't even let that get to me. Soon dreams will become reality. Another late night, I'm busy on the grind, cooking on the beat, but I'm still checking on the time. Damn, it's late, so focused on the visions, I'm transcending space. I'm getting closer to my hooptie dreams. So even with the dust on my new kicks, though they may crease, doesn't bother me. Niliwaza na ikawa, and now I'm living the hooptie dream. Hooptie dream.
mind. I think that for me, a woman that's in control of her work or makes decisions or is very opinionated is called a bitch. And I think that a man, when he's like that, it's called nothing. It's fine. But I mean, being a bitch for me, if that's what people want to think of me as, has protected me in so many ways.
That was Njiru. That was Hooptie Dreaming Ahadi Records. Shout out to them doing good things over there. And yeah, man, thank you to all the artists releasing music. Thank you so much for making our Fridays and Thursdays and whenever you decide to drop enjoyable. We appreciate you. And we do, like, again, we do hope to see you played more and played more. Played more and played more. Played more and paid more. I butchered it.
Oh my god! What have you done? What have you done?
Hey, but they know what to try and say. Played more and paid more. Yeah. Yo, support, man. I feel like I have no support on this platform. It's my platform too, as well. I get no support on my own platform.
What?
Imagine that.
I feel like no, you get actually you get more of the support because like you're actually back home. So I feel like you interact way more with like people. Me, sometimes I feel like I'm just speaking to the void. I have no feedback. May I have no feedback? May I just be making
you're
podcasts
lucky
and
anything
hoping
Kenyan
for the best.
reaches you. You're lucky.
Yeah, me, I just hope for the best.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway, guys, listen. I know Sam always talks about sentimentality like it's germ, but like I think it's amazing that you guys have stuck with us for 150 episodes. I'm not gonna lie, there are some things to be excited about. I can't speak about them now, but I do think Sam and I, well, let me speak for myself. I personally am very, very, I still feel energized to come and record this podcast for you guys. I still feel excited to have this brand and this platform that we've created with Sam. It's geeky, it's niche, but like it's nice. Sam is already playing the Oscar music to get me off the stage.
There's a tiny violin
I
right
don't
now.
care,
There's a
man.
tiny violin right now.
I don't care, man. I don't care,
keep
bro.
it pushing, man.
But anyway, listen. The final thing I'll say before we end the podcast is one, we started this podcast to uplift Kenyan artists because only 30 to 40% of music was being played on the radio. Probably hasn't changed much, but hopefully more people have Kenyan music in the front of their, their attention. Like people are paying more attention to Kenyan artists, and we're just trying to do the little that we can to kind of shine a light on our industry. So thank you guys for that and just sticking with us and supporting us. I like to end the podcast with the 3 C's. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, the 3 C's are a mantra that I devised for myself, actually, and I decided to share it with you guys. By the way, let me come clean. When it comes to the 3 C's, I try as well to hold like true to them. And sometimes I fail because the truth is I'm not a perfect human being. But we're doing this together. We're growing together. We're trying to be better artists together. So, number 1 is confidence. Always be confident in your art. Never, never let yourself feel like your art is less than. Number 2, consistency. If you're not consistent, you will go nowhere. Consistency is better than talent. No one cares about the talented person who doesn't put effort. If you put effort and you're consistent, you will make it. And number 3, craft. Always work on your craft. Every day, do something small related to the craft. I remember I watched an interview for 2 Chainz, and he said every day he has to record a song or work on music in some way. And that's why 2 Chainz is successful at what he does. So always try and work on your craft every single day, even if you can only dedicate 5 minutes. And yeah, man. Sam, how does it feel, bro?
No, I'm not. No,
150.
No. It's 150.
No,
man.
son, be sentimental.
No, I'm not being
no,
sentimental.
listen, no. Actually, I'm creating a rule. I'm creating a rule.
Thank
I'm
you
creating
for
a rule.
listening.
You have to be sentimental. No. You have to be sentimental on the big milestones. No, by
It's
force.
150.
At
How
least
is
say
that a big
something.
milestone? 100 was a big milestone.
That's huge.
Okay, so what's the next big milestone then? Let me start preparing.
200. No, 175. Okay, I'm joking.
No, we're not doing that.
No, I said that to rage bait you. You're so
We're not doing
easily
that.
rage
We're not
baited,
doing-
bro. You're so easily
I'm
rage
already rage
baited.
baited with the sentimentalism. Yes,
No, okay,
successfully.
200 for real. 200 is a big milestone. Come on, Sam. Come on.
See, this is the problem. Is you want everyone to show their sentimentalism is that a word? Sentimentalism in the same way you're showing it. No, Afam. No. Some people express themselves in different ways, like I do. Am I happy that we've gotten here? Yes, we've been consistent. But I'm not always going to just get on here and constantly just
my
have
God,
that tiny violin playing.
That's such an annoying line of argument because I can't argue with that.
I
because
don't
it's
express
like,
my sentimentalism and always being vocal about it. I like to keep my thoughts inside my head.
Fine. Fine.
Thank you to everyone who's listened.
Okay, it's cool.
Yeah, man, listen.
The next time somebody does something good, listen, the next time somebody does like a favor for me and I won't say thank you, but I'll be like, no, in my head I said thank you.
And that's perfectly
you know what
fine.
I mean? That's
See, your problem is that you can't understand that, and that's the main problem with you. Listen, we can argue about this off the podcast. Thank you to everyone for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.